Hey team, so in today's video, I just want to run through tempo for you and just so that you understand what you're doing in the gym and how I want you to be actually performing your exercises in the gym, not only for yourself, but for the results that you're wanting as well. So yeah, let's go through. So tempo, what is tempo? Tempo it's the speed that you're going at in the exercise. So we use it in number formation. However, I will explain that in a second. But in terms of tempo, you will see people in the gym absolutely just rushing through the exercises. And that's not what we want to be doing. We want to be taking our time, really moving through the movement and making sure that we're hitting what muscle we need to be working. So tempo, like I say, first to the speed, and this is how it's looking. So it's in a 4-number sequence. The first number is your eccentric phase. So muscle lengthening, I always call and refer to it as the relaxing phase. So say, for example, hopefully you can see me in a little video, just a really quick one. Say, for example, you do this, that muscle, your bicep is now contracted, yeah? Whereas that, it's now the relaxing phase. So as I say, it depends on what exercise you're doing. So say if you are doing a bicep curl, that is the concentric phase. And this is the eccentric phase because it's relaxing. So in a squat, it will look different to, say, for example, a leg extension. So try and not use it as, don't think bottom and top, don't think going down and up, think of relaxing and contracting. Yeah, that's what I want you to think of. And I promise you it will help a lot more. Anything that's contracted is when your muscle is like strong. Yeah. Anything relaxed is when you're not tensing, basically. So the second number is the pause at the bottom, or the pause there, basically. So wherever we are at that time. Concentric, again, like I just said, is the muscle shortening, and then pause at the top is the number 4. So it will make more sense. I'm going to go through an explanation. So the first one, let me just pause this video a second. So for example, in a squat, in a tempo of 3-0-2-0, you'd take 3 seconds to lower into the squat. You wouldn't hold at the bottom because there's no pause. You'd then take 2 seconds to stand up, and then you wouldn't pause. You'd go straight back into the squat. So just watch me do that. This is a 3-0-2-0 sequence. Let me just go back a little bit. So we're here. Play. So from here, we go 3, 2, 1, squeeze back up. 3, 2, 1, squeeze back up for 2. 3, 2, 1, squeeze back up for 2. So in the squats, in a squat exercise, the lowering phase is your eccentric. This phase is your contracting up. Lowering, contracting. Because when you're lowering, your muscles aren't relaxing. It's when you start to come up, they start to tense up. I'm going to give you another exercise, because the more you do it with different exercises, the more it will make sense. So this is a neutral grip pull down or lat pull down. For example, we're doing it again, same tempo, 3-0-2-0. You'd take 2 seconds to pull down, because that's where you're contracting phases. You're using your back muscle, so you're contracting your back, 2 seconds. You wouldn't hold at the bottom because there's no 0. You'd then take 3 counts to go back up into your eccentric relaxing phase, and then you wouldn't pause. You'd go straight back into the rep. So again, just watch this for me. This is me again. And 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, and you get the gist. So as you can see, contracting phase is here, my back is squeezed, and then this is the relaxing phase coming up. So guys, let me just go to the next page. Why is tempo so important? Understanding tempo and understanding how to actually get those muscle working is the most important thing. There is no point going into a session being unaware of how to do your tempo, being unaware of what muscle am I using, and just not really putting it all into the exercise or the gym, or the whole workout as a whole. So number 1, muscle tension control. It allows you to control the amount of time your muscles spend under tension during each set. So for instance, slower tempos increase the time under tension, which can help to build muscle endurance and size. So a lot of you at the beginning of your program, depending on how advanced you are, you will see 3010 a lot. So 1, 3, 2, 1. And taking that time in your relaxing eccentric phase is so important for muscle endurance and muscle growth. So when you're wanting to get a toned physique, when you're wanting to build muscle, lose body fat, all of these things will help to lose body fat as well. Building muscle helps to lose body fat. So this is why it's so important. Skill development, incorporating different tempos can aid in developing better technique by slowing down the movement and allowing for more conscious thoughts. Honestly, if you are just rushing through, how do you know if you're doing it right? You need to take your time. You need to know what you're doing. And even if you feel like you're going too slow, I would rather you go too slow to begin with and then start to speed it up. Progressive overload. I won't go into too much detail, but changing the tempo is a form of progressive overload. So it can increase the demand of your muscles without adding extra weight. So adding extra weight is also a form of progressive overload. And again, this in turn will help muscle growth and strength. Progressive overload is basically when you're progressing a slight bit more than you were last time. So say, for example, you do 3 sets of 10 reps. That's not really progressing. Next session, you do 2 sets of 10, and then you push the weight up and you end up doing 8 reps. That's progressive overload. So same thing with tempo. The more we change and the more we really push ourselves and really push towards it is progressive overload. Reducing the momentum. So this is really important. When I say momentum, it's kind of like, for example, I could just be pulling and pulling. That is momentum. But all I'm doing is pulling a movement. I'm not even thinking about what muscle I'm using. So again, it stops this, it reduces this. And muscle-mind connection is the most important thing. By adjusting the tempo, you can increase your muscle-mind connection or mind-muscle connection, however you want to word it. A slower tempo requires you to focus more on the muscle being worked, which can help maximize the effectiveness of each rep. So muscle mind connection, what muscle am I using? Is it my back? Is it my shoulder? Think about that muscle as you're doing it. The only time you're going to get time to focus on a muscle is if you're taking your time and working on your tempo. If you're rushing through everything, it won't happen. So I hope this has helped, guys. Just a short video on tempo, but so important. And let me know if you need any feedback, if you have any feedback, or if you want to ask me any more questions on this or need more explanation. Remember, no question is stupid. If you need me to explain it 10 times, I will explain it 10 times. So have a beautiful day, and I will speak to you all soon.